Whaleback Core Team by Rob Dresser. Alright, so I'm going to talk about the agenda right now. I'm going to start by introducing the Whaleback Core Team, talk about the previous social media presence that it has had, the goals, and then I'm going to talk about the goals of the social media marketing plan, and I'm going to give a SWOT analysis. Then I'm going to explain the social media tools that I used. And then finally, I'm going to say what I think that I could have done better with this. Alright, let's get started. So, Whaleback Ski Resort is a small ski resort in Enfield, New Hampshire. That's about 600 or 700 vertical feet tall. Has one chairlift and one magic carpet. It has the it was started in 1955 and has had a couple owners over the years. It's closed down twice, but in 2005 it was purchased by Frank Sparrow, Dylan Goodspeed, and Evan Didvig. And Evan Didvig was a two-time Olympic mogul skier. He was in the 1998 Winter Olympics at Nagano and the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City for moguls, where he blew out his ACL in the 2002 Olympics. Evan grew up skiing at Killington, which is 45 minutes down the road, where he competed in the USSA events, and that's where he gained his fame. And after he decided he was done with competing, he came back and he started the Whaleback Core Team, along with starting the Whaleback Ski Resort up again. His team is a decent-sized team that trains 5 days a week. They train Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night. And the idea is that it is a inexpensive way for kids in the area to get into the sport of freestyle, which is a sport that Evan is so thankful he was part of. And the team actually has had success in the past. In 2010, they had sent athletes to the Junior Olympics for freestyle skiing, Junior Nationals for racing, the Nationals for racing, the USSA Nationals for snowboarding, both freestyle and snowcross, and that same year they were also ranked the number one USSA B freestyle ski program in New Hampshire, and the third best freestyle ski program in New England, which was pretty impressive. Their team trains mostly at Whaleback, but sometimes Whaleback doesn't open that early, so they train at nearby mountains so that they can be prepared for the competitions right away. They have trampolines at Whaleback, along with a turf setup so that the athletes can train on rails and trampolines all summer long and be ready for the events. The freestyle team competes, the freestyle ski team competes in USSA events, which are held all over New England and all over the country, but they mostly stay local in New England. The racers compete in USSA events also, in the racing aspect, which again is they compete mostly in New England, but it's a national events cycle. And the snowboard team competes in USASA events, which contain slopestyle and border cross, which is a race, so that the snowboarders are involved in both being able to turn and in the freestyle aspect. In the past, Whaleback's only social media presence has been their website that they have, where You can go all the way over to Programs and scroll down and click on Core Team, and that's where the whole Core Team page is. But aside from that, they don't really have anything. Evan has his own private YouTube channel where he sometimes uploads videos of the team, but that's usually he only does that once or twice a season. Currently, the only tools that Whaleback Core Team uses is .com, like they have a website, and YouTube. But the Whaleback Mountain itself has a Twitter, a Facebook, a website, and its own YouTube. And it also has a Foursquare. So my goal for their social media marketing plan is I want to keep the current athletes that they already have in their team. I want to increase the awareness of the organization throughout the industry. I want to motivate the athletes during non-training times, like when they're at home. And I want to create a site or sites so that new members can find out more about the Whaleback Core Team. So now I'm going to talk about the SWOT analysis for the Whaleback Core Team, which are going to be the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. So the strengths for the Whaleback Core Team is that Whaleback is in a good location. Whaleback is a fairly steep mountain and has a lot of different pitches, and so it has a lot of challenging terrain. There are expert coaches at Whaleback, like Evan Didvig, who was an Olympic skier, and there's also USSA certified coaches who work there. Since they're in New Hampshire, they're in a very good division for the athletes to compete in. But since Whaleback in Enfield is kind of a border town near White River Junction, the athletes are able to sneak over to Vermont to compete in Vermont competitions as well as New Hampshire ones very easily. And the program is one of the cheapest freestyle ski programs and racing programs and snowboard programs in all of New England. And unlike the other inexpensive freestyle racing and snowboard programs, the Whaleback team trains. The weaknesses of the Whaleback Core Team is that Whaleback is a small ski resort. It's only 700 vertical. And it also has a very small online presence. They didn't have a Facebook group or page about the core team or Twitter or really anything before I started this project. So that was hard for other people to see what the team was up to. But now that they have it, they should be, I'm hoping, do a lot better. By doing this, the opportunities that are possible is that Whaleback Core Team could reach people in other areas to join their team. Also, they'd be able to keep the current athletes engaged in the sport, even off the hill. And it'll give the athletes something to talk about. The threats that the Whaleback Core Team faces is they face the problems that other freestyle teams already have Twitter and Facebook pages set up. For example, BBTS, which has been taking Whaleback athletes for years and making them come over. Also, Whaleback, because it's so small, is very dependent on the snow condition or how much snow Mother Nature brings along. I will be adding 3 bits of social media to the Whaleback Core Team's already social media presence. I'll be adding Facebook, Twitter, and Foursquare, and I will also be using YouTube to add videos to all the pages, but I won't make a YouTube, I'll just use YouTube videos. So this is the official Facebook page of the Whaleback Core Team. I chose the Whaleback Mountain logo as the profile picture. I also have uploaded a picture of the whaleback team during, I think they're lining up for a stretch session or something. And on this page, it also has the map of where whaleback's located, how many people are liking it, how many people are talking about it. I started out by just inviting I used to work there, and so I invited my former athletes who I used to train to the page, and have told them to invite other friends that they have and people that who might still be on the team, because I try not to keep in touch too much with the younger generation, like the 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds who are probably on the team now. So I'm kind of letting that whole snowball into to see where it goes from there. But I'm going to be putting YouTube videos of instructional videos, like how to do tricks, on this page, and where the events are. And I'll be talking with Evan to inform more about the training days for whaleback, so that if they want, they can just go here and they can check on this site for training details and event schedules. So that should help out the team, as well as for maybe a new member who is joining the team. They can see, like their parents might be able to see the organization that the team has, and they'll be a little more in the know of what they're paying for and what their kids are going to be doing as far as training and competing. This is the official Twitter page of the Whaleback Core team. It's just Whaleback Core, so if you want to follow it, you can go to there. The idea behind this is that I can just write or have turn it over to Evan in a little while, and have whoever's in charge of it writing like positive vibe things for the mountain. Like, for example, the first post I put here is praying for cold temps, hashtag Mother Nature, hashtag snow at Whaleback Mountain. And it'll keep going like that. It'll give the snow report, and it'll say things like, oh, competition this weekend. I created a Foursquare account, or a location for the whole Whaleback ski resort, and people have been checking into that. I think there are 3 things that I could have done better that would have made this a little more successful, even though I can't really measure how much it works until after Christmas, when the program actually has its first day on snow at Whaleback. I think that I could have started a little sooner. Not that I started super late, but if I had started sooner, maybe it would have given it more time for it to get around, so that people could have seen it. I also think that I could have had Evan send out an email to all of the parents so that they would have known about the new social media pages, so that maybe they could have had their kids look into it, or they could have looked into it more, and that maybe the parents could forward the emails to a friend and they could see about it that way. I saw this option, and at the time I set up my Facebook before my Twitter, so I didn't really know how to do this, but or I didn't do this the right way, but I wasn't able to link the Facebook page to the Twitter page, which I feel like would have made it a little easier for somebody who's a Facebook fan to find the Twitter page, or somebody who's a Twitter fan to find the Facebook page. So that is what I think that I could have done. In conclusion, this was a really kind of a fun project where it gave me the opportunity to really see what a social media marketer really has to go through, and how it's how, like, setting up a Facebook and Twitter page, you kind of have to plan it out. That's not something that, like, I knew it going into it, but I kind of didn't do it going into it, and I think that like, I really appreciate now a well done page where they kind of plan it out beforehand instead of trying to add it all together while doing it, or only having a step or two ahead of what you're on already planned out. But again, it was a really fun project. I got to talk a little bit more with a two-time Olympic mogul skier, which is kind of a dream of mine. So that was awesome. And yeah, long live the whale, and it's been a great semester.